In the previous two videos, we showed I couldn't think of the word, uniform velocity cams and modified uniform velocity cams. Now what I'm going to show you is a harmonic motion cam, which smooth things out even quite a bit more even than what modified did over uniform motion. So what I've got is again my displacement diagram and my cam starting, my cam profile starter units here. And what I'm going to do is just kind of mark off points at the 30, 60, 90, and so on points. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this half circle and divided that up into 6. Remember, we used 6 stops to get to 180. And I'm going to kind of space it out this way instead of spacing it out along this line right here. So I'm going to just do a point, and I'm going to adjust my object snaps to make sure my node object snap and my intersection object snap are working for me. And I will acquire that and come over to the first one and place a point down there. And then I'm going to do point again and come over to the second one and place a point there. And the third one, which ends up being right at the midpoint. And this, whoops, and I got to move it because I drew it in the wrong spot. We'll move that one to here. And then we will place a point, acquire that, and come over to here. And then the last one will be right at the top. And then all of these would just be mirrored over to that side. Now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to put all of these on the construction, on the construction 6 layer. That's what I've been using to construct on. And then I'm going to mirror all of these to the other side. And there's my cam points. And now what I'll do is go ahead and draw in the displacement. And again, I'll use spline this time instead of lines because those aren't in a line. They almost look like it, but they're not quite. And I'm going to go from this endpoint. Now, because I've got node as a running object snap on, I can snap to each one of these points. And you can see that that movement is quite smooth. You can almost see it happening just by looking at this. You know that we're not moving uniformly. We're kind of taking our time. Smooth things out a little bit. All right. Now what I'm going to do is transfer each one of these distances, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently. No, I'm not. I'm going to do the offset. That'll be easiest. We'll just stick with that way of doing it. So I'm going to offset from here to there in my first circle, my base circle out. And then I'm going to offset from here to there in my base circle out. And I'm going to offset from here to there, base circle out. And then finally, the full rise or the full fall, whatever you want to refer to it as. And there I am. And because I bulged out here, I kind of intersected a little bit. So what I'm going to do is move my displacement diagram over just a little bit, just so we don't get too confused. And now I'll do my extending again. I will extend this to the first one, this to the second one, this to the third one. And this does get kind of monotonous, having to pick. Instead, what I'll do is end my extend command. I'll hit enter to repeat it, and I will just pick the thing that I want to extend to and hit enter, and then pick the thing I want to extend, and then hit enter to end the extend command, hit enter to start it again, pick the next thing I want to extend to, enter, pick what I want to do. And I don't have to pick 6 times to get that to go where I want it to go to. Still a little monotonous, but not quite as bad. And now I will go ahead and do my cam profile with the spline tool once again. I'll start off here. I will set my start tangency direction to horizontal. Zoom in a little bit, don't go too far past the point. And then, good thing I noticed this. I don't want to go to there, I want to go to here. Okay, so we kind of fixed it on the fly. These are all to the right spot. I'm just making sure I'm getting that endpoint or the intersection. And then pick the first point again, and then do my end tangency, and again go off horizontally. And now you can see that we're definitely a lot smoother getting started. If we look at that, you can see how smooth, you can just imagine how nice and easy that follower is going to stay along that cam. Zoom out a little bit. As long as I've got those other diagrams up above here, I'll copy this from the center to up here, and you can see just how much smoother the new cam is versus the old one. A lot happening in a short amount of time. Doesn't quite look quite as bad here, but it is still harder to follow. Now it's going to be a lot smoother with the new cam. Pick that and delete it, and we'll come back here, and that is Harmonic Motion Cams.